of it like a movie. You can pause, rewind, or slow down.
I've never seen a mummy look like this before. He's still
Juicy.
Welcome to the Critical Cinema Club. I'm Colm.
I'm Sean.
Okay, so we're going to be discussing a plot hole from two different films. They are The Mummy from 1999, and to be fair, this one's less of a plot hole and more something that just really irritates me. But first, we're going to be discussing The Butterfly Effect. Now, I haven't seen this film for quite a long time, and I don't really remember enjoying it an awful lot. So I'm just going to have to pass this one over to you, Sean.
Well, this is also a film I've not seen for a very long time because it annoyed me that much. I went out and bought it on DVD, obviously.
Because you wanted to line the pockets.
Yeah. No, do you know what? It's okay. I liked it. It was a good movie. I'm not going to hate on it as much as
It wasn't terrible. It was just full of plot holes.
Oh, God, well, this is what we're going to come to. This is the whole crux of the problem.
There's a good story behind it.
Oh, yeah. It's just a cool concept, which is this guy, if I remember right, he can read things. So this is his superpower. He can read and write in this movie.
The Batman villain, the bookworm, whatever it was.
The librarian.
The librarian.
The librarian.
Ghostwriter.
Yeah, Batman goes in to try and find a book. Where is it? Shh. That could be like his little catchphrase at the end. The shush.
It's like the librarian from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So
get her.
So anyway, yeah. The concept of the film is he reads things he's written as a boy or whatever, and something weird, and he goes back in time. He will be himself again at that age for a short period of time. He can change something, and then when he goes back to this present body, everything's changed depending on what he's done.
Yeah.
So the film, this is where I've got a problem. They set these rules up themselves. They put these rules into motion.
The problem with time travel, there's so many plot holes.
But I think the problem comes where you have set out the rules yourselves and you're telling the audience, specifically the characters can't do certain things. So what happens, I apologise, I can't remember the specific order of these scenes, but I believe earlier-ish on in the film, Ashton Kutcher, I can't remember his name in the film, he goes back in time to like a 12-year-old boy or whatever. Evan goes back in time, and I think he feels guilty about a stick of dynamite or something they've left in a mailbox, runs up to take it out, blows his arms off, right? He wakes up in the future and he goes, oh my God, my arms, I've got no arms. He's in the critical condition club, right? He wakes up, right, and he's, oh, my arms, where are my arms? And someone's, you've not had your arms for years, you blew them off, remember, you idiot? And he goes, oh yeah. So what the rule has been established is, if he changes something in the past, only he remembers how it was, right? And for everyone else, that is how it has always been. And if you think about it logically, that makes sense. The scene I've got a problem with, he's caught in a bit of a tricky situation, is Evan, because he's in prison, right? And he needs to get out of there, because he's got a bit of a Shawshank sort of situation going on where some blokes want to get hold of him. And he's thinking, and he can't get hold of any material he's written in the past because he's in prison. Well, I must redact that because he does go back in the past, and I can't remember he does that.
Yeah.
I did say it's been a long time since I've seen this film, but he has to convince this friend he's made in prison to help him. He tells him this story about how he can do this thing, and this guy obviously says that's ridiculous, and he says, I'll prove it. So he goes back in time as a child, and he sees these two, I don't know what, they're like needles that come up about a foot high, and it's at school, and they've got these like post-it notes or something. I don't know what function they serve, but he runs up and he slams his hands.
Now I'll start to fall asleep.
Sorry, mate. Slams his hands through these things on the desk, right, and he screams like, and he comes back to the present, and he lifts his hands up, and he's got these two dots now where he's done this thing back in the past, and the character goes, oh my God, it's like Jesus, because he's like got the crucifixion thing. But what should have happened, according to the rules of the movie, is the guy should have said, you already had those, what's this?
Yeah, it's breaking its own rule.
He's breaking its own rule. So what should have happened was the guy should have said, well, you've had them the whole time, pal. What have you proven here? But they play it off as if they just appeared, right? But if that is true, then earlier on in the film, someone should have gone, oh my God, Evan, your arms, where have they gone? But they don't. They say, you've not had your arms for years, what's going on?
Yeah. What a load of
one of many plot holes, but a bit like the apocalypse story from last time.
I'd like to add a plot hole to this, and it's the biggest plot hole.
Please do.
Right at the very end, you know when he goes back and he's in the womb and he strangles himself.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, he wouldn't be able to do that. But secondly, if he did that, he'd undo everything he did before. Like, he couldn't leave himself the note because he'd already not existed.
Well, we should have done some research here because I believe that might be a deleted scene. I don't know if that's the actual original ending.
It could have been, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the actual ending. But it's funny because this is a good thing about the movie because it makes you think, because apparently he's like the 5th or the 6th baby to do that in this ending. So that makes you think, oh my God, this has happened 4 or 5 times before to other. What makes this story memorable, because I've told it many times over the years, and I know, Colin, you enjoy this, don't you? But when I went to watch it, this was it 2003, 2004?
2004.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I was at uni. We had a bit of a group going, and we went to watch Return of the King and things like that. We liked going to the movies as a group, and we got out. We come out the film, and a bit like X-Men, where Colin said I just ran. I come out, and I was like, I cannot believe what happened in that film. Did you see it?
There's a pattern forming here.
No one else understands. I'm just one of those people that, you pick up and I can't let it go.
No.
And this was basically the only reason I even wanted to do a podcast, because I just wanted to share with the world my hatred for these particular scenes. These are just plain wrong scenes that any normal person would say, what the hell? My dad, me and my dad have watched a lot of films together, and he's never been to university to do film studies, and anything else. But he's the kind of person that these films are for, just to consume them. But even he can sometimes say... last year we went to watch Multiverse of Madness, which we're going to cover in an upcoming episode. And at the end, my dad looked at me and was like, oh, bloody rubbish, wasn't it?
See, Sean's dad's Sean Bean.
Yeah. What were it? Them bastards.
One doesn't simply go and watch that shite.
Yeah. But so we got out, and we got in, we took a couple, because there are that many of us, took 2 or 3 taxis, and we got in the taxi, and I'm breaking it down a bit like what I'm doing now. So did you see what happened in that scene where he put his hands through the thing, and the guy was surprised, and this girl, right? Hey, he's not okay.
I'll beat that.
Who was a fairly intelligent woman, but I think maybe thought she was a bit more intelligent than she actually was, because she didn't agree with me, and she made it known. Normal people, right? When we have a discussion, if we disagree about something, even in a film,
which we do quite regularly
all the time, usually I'm right, but no, but in a normal back and forth, right, you have 2 different points of view, and I'm always quite careful to say, look, I think I understand where you're coming from.
From a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view. But you have to be careful to say, look, I disagree with you, and here's why, and I'm going to lay out my bullet points. You can maybe like a debate.
Yeah.
She looked to me, you're wrong, right? I said, what do you mean? Well, you saw it. He put his hands through the thing. He come back. He's got holes in his hands.
I bet she's turned into a politician.
But the problem, this is why this has stuck with me all these years, because I really feel like I need some comeuppance here for her, because she basically said, well, you're just a bit stupid, really, aren't you? That's a big your pardon. Well, he's just a bit... How can you not get it? He's stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, and I know I'm right. I know I'm right.
Yeah, you just can't reason with some people.
No, but for to tell me I'm stupid, because I don't get it, but it's ironic because she's making herself look stupid, and I'll make myself look stupid if someone actually points out why I was wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Do you know what? I'd love it if someone in the comments just kind of bullet pointed why Sean is wrong and Sean is stupid. Please.
Yeah, please do, thanks. For years that's hung around my neck, and anytime that film comes up, I'm straight in. It might be people and strangers, and I'll just jump into the middle of them on the bus. Hang on, have you seen that scene? How do you explain that away? We're sat around having a drink, and they're playing that MTV or something on the screen, and Faithless came on, and the singer Maxi Jazz, he's obviously the front man, the singer, and on keyboard is Dido's sister, and this same girl looks at the screen, and we're having a drink, watching brother and sister them, I'm like, spit my drink. What do you mean? And my mate Ben's like, what do you mean, like adopted? No, proper brother and sister. And what I'm getting at is, it's without getting into it, it's a bit of a stretch. But she got really upset about this because I don't think that's right. And this was before you could just get your phone out and go on Wikipedia. There was a lot of arguments back in them days because people couldn't look up a fact. 2 housemates fell out because one thought Damien Duff was Irish and the other one thought he was Scottish. Right? And you couldn't prove it. I think we had to go on Pro Evo in the end and find out what team he was on.
Yeah, the basis of any resolution to an argument is going on a Pro Evo.
We're giving our age away here
FIFA.
because this is before you could whip your phone out and prove someone wrong.
Yeah.
So she got enough about it, right? She goes, right, I'm going to tell my brother. I'll tell my brother about this and he'll tell you. Then you'll be sorry. You're going to look so stupid. You're all going to look so stupid. And she stormed off out the pub.
Did you ever see her ever again?
Yeah, when we went to watch Butterfly Effect.
Oh, right, so that happened. That happened before that, though.
I don't know, I can't remember. But, do you know, it's funny because I knew this person for a few years and we were friends, you know, nice girl. But you know when it's been years and years and you just remember those key interactions.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 I remember. And I just think, what on earth? It wasn't just the film that made me hate that scene. It was what happened in real life afterwards that cemented it in my mind.
It's funny how people can do that to you, isn't it?
So that's the Butterfly Effect. Got it out of my system. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, it's like this is like a therapy session for you.
I was done too. Yeah,
definitely like a therapy session. I think. You know,
well, can you imagine? I mean, everyone in this who's listening to this has probably had a time where they know something,
yeah,
right? And someone says you're wrong, and then the more you try and explain it, they double down and say, "No, you're stupid." What's your next one?
The next one is The Mummy. It's just one thing in the whole film that really irks me. And not the Tom Cruise debacle.
Is that any good? I ain't seen that.
No, it's
that was meant to be the start of a new
cinematic universe.
Cinematic universe, because that was the in thing then. But then it doesn't help when your first film's crap and no one wants to see any more.
Yeah,
imagine if Iron Man had been crap.
I know, yeah.
What would have happened there?
Yeah, I know.
Well, do you know it's funny because I've completely taken over your chat by the way.
That's fine, it's fine. Yeah.
If that Iron Man had failed, right? Because what that movie did to cinema, right or wrong, has completely changed the landscape of movies, hasn't it?
Oh, big time.
What would the world have been if Iron Man had flopped?
It was a gamble which paid off in the best possible way.
That was fantastic. Sorry.
Anyway, The Mummy, and this is the 1999 Mummy with Brendan Fraser. Whatever happened to him?
Oh well,
yeah, he won an Oscar.
Well, that's a comeback story,
isn't it? Apparently, turned into a right whale.
Yeah.
Anyway, so The Mummy, it's not a bad film at all, this. I used to enjoy watching it because for me it was a little bit more like an expensive rip-off of Indiana Jones.
It was perfect for what it was.
Oh, it was great fun. It was
that film was exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was very enjoyable.
Well, you won't find anybody who's got anything negative to say about that film.
Wait.
As a film.
As a film.
No, have you ever heard anyone say, "Oh, that Mummy, I hated it"?
No. I mean, the third one was a bit of a waste of time. Second one, pretty much like a tacked-on extension of the first one, but that seems to be the whole sequel thing.
That's generally what they do.
The one scene in The Mummy that always seems to do my head in is him attack. He comes out of the thing like covered in bandages and stuff, and you know apparently the scarab beetles at him really slowly over the thousands of years. Yet when they get hold of other people, they just go through them within seconds and all that. That wasn't the scene I was going to talk about. But that's another thing that kind of
I've got
break your own rules.
I've got something I can say about that in a bit, but I'll let you.
Yeah, say it now. Get off your chest.
I watched the scene you're about to refer to. I watched it and coming at it with maybe fresh eyes. It's been
Spoilers.
It's been suggested that perhaps this character has regenerative powers. So is it possible that his body was trying to reform at the same time it was being eaten?
Let's come to this. So you've probably guessed which scene I'm talking about. It's when he has to collect body parts from the American characters, and he takes the eyes from the guy who's got worse eyesight than
you.
Than me, yeah. Well, I wear glasses. If he's taken his eyes, shouldn't the mummy then have bad eyesight as well? Because the guy was like crawling on the floor, couldn't find his glasses, and then the mummy comes up and takes his eyes off of it. I can't quite comprehend. Shouldn't the mummy have been? It would be funny if the mummy was wearing glasses for the rest of the film.
I think someone should go back. I mean, with the technology now, you could probably do that on your phone.
Well, you probably could, yeah. Just put some glasses on.
Can you imagine and Brendan Fraser just burst out laughing?
Although, when I was thinking about this, I thought I best go and check. This wasn't in the novelisation or wasn't in the original version of a script where this was part of the story, and it actually was.
But it shouldn't be. You shouldn't rely on a novelisation.
No, you shouldn't, because it's not.
It should be in the
film.
movie itself.
Yeah, not unless you're George Lucas.
Not poetry, it rhymes.
So yeah, that was just. It's a short rant, and you might think it's a bit stupid. It doesn't really detract from the overall film, but why isn't You saying it could have regenerative.
What do you think that explains it away? Do you think his
Not
power
really.
cleared his eyes up or whatever?
No.
Do you know what I noticed watching this scene back, right? They read out the book, which brings the mummy back to life.
The other thing is, books didn't exist back then. They were scrolls.
Right. But was it a book she was reading?
Yeah. So where the frig did these books come from?
The librarian.
Get out.
Where is it? Imagine, obviously there'd been no movie, but if someone had said, listen, we're all about to go to sleep, right, but don't read from the book.
Yeah.
Right? And then the whole thing could have been avoided. You wouldn't have had all these movies.
Yeah, it's a little bit like in Back to the Future Part 3, when he blows part of the engine out, forget which, the fuel manifold, wherever it was. Why not just go to the DeLorean that's buried in the mine to replace it and get the petrol or what have you to fix it? So, but if that happened, then you wouldn't get the incredible train sequence. So,
yes. Yeah, it's a good movie, The Mummy, isn't it? But
it's good enough. Anyway, I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. It's a bit shorter than the first episode, but we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you'll come back and listen to more Critical Cinema Club. I've been Colm.
I've been Sean.
And we'll see you soon.
Goodbye.